I'm back and there's 4 local cases with the bushfire offence now, and I'm quite busy. It's November 2023 and here's an update. Adam's case has gone from Maitland Local Court to Cessnock Local Court and is now in the Newcastle Local Court. This is the Newcastle Courthouse. Newcastle Courthouse is a new building. You can see everything going on in the court from the gallery. You can hear everything. Newcastle has multiple courts, the local, district and supreme. It's day 70 of Adam's legal proceedings. Remember, Adam has 13 counts of the bushfire offence. I turn up at about 9:15 and I wait in the large waiting area on the local court level. Adam arrives soon after with his solicitor. At 9:30 I take a seat in the gallery. There isn't many defendants around, but there's a few solicitors though. Court starts at about 9:40. I find myself in an empty gallery except for 3 journalists to my right and Adam who's sitting to my left. No one speaks. Adam's case is heard about 10 o'clock. In Newcastle, the defendants don't usually move forward into the courtroom. Rather, they stay in the gallery and they sort of wave at the magistrate if they're asked if they're present. Anyways, Adam's solicitor is at the bench where there is both the police prosecutor and the DPP prosecutor. Here I make a mistake and I don't quite catch which prosecutor is handling the case. Has it gone from the police to the DPP? I'll have to work this out next time. In Newcastle, it's common to have 3 different prosecutors, like the police, the DPP and the Commonwealth, all working the courtroom. The mention only lasts about 2 minutes. The brief of evidence is not yet complete. They are still waiting for some evidence. The brief is described as voluminous. So what's happening, you ask? The police are getting the brief of evidence together. That's all the evidence, the CCTV, the witness statements, the forensics, etc. This evidence is what the police will rely on to prove the elements of the offence. The elements are that they must prove that the defendant intentionally caused the fire and the defendant was reckless as to the spread of the fire to vegetation on public and private land. The case can't go to the next step until the brief is complete. Defendants will be served with a brief before they plead, meaning you get a copy of everything in the brief. We won't know how Adam is going to plead until the brief is complete, so the case won't move to the next step until the charge certification has happened. Just for some context, the rules say the charge certification must occur within 6 months of the first court date. So that's the end of February 2024 in Adam's case. That's unless an extension is granted. Adam's case is adjourned until December, where Adam is excused from attending if legally represented. I notice this is common practice in a lot of cases here in Newcastle. Adam leaves, I stay, I have other cases also on the list I want to listen to. The journos stay as well. There are no media stories about this mention. I notice that's twice now Adam has walked away from the court without TV cameras, which is very different to that first court date in August. Also, no mention in court or elsewhere about the company part of this case. Remember, the police discussed at the arrest they were looking into other people involved. These types of court mentions are brief. However, I wonder whether there's a missed opportunity here. Like, how's the defendant going in complying with bail conditions? It's been 70 days. I feel like it's a good opportunity to quickly mention this defendant hasn't reoffended, they've stuck to their curfew or whatever the conditions are. I think it's an opportunity to remind everyone that bail is working or not. It's just an idea. It's a lot of bibbing here in Newcastle. Remember, it's summer and we're very interested to see that this defendant doesn't reoffend. We don't need any more bushfires. So just to recap on Adam, 70 days into legal proceedings, been granted bail, he's under house arrest. We're waiting for the police brief of evidence to be complete before the case progresses to the next step. Let's see if the brief is ready at the next mention in December. And yes, I did embarrass myself trying to open a door in front of the sheriff's again. In my defence, I assume the door handle opened the door. However, it's that little green button that opens the door. Haha, you got me. I'll keep you posted.